All right, let's just jump right into it. We're going to tackle a question that's been at the center of anime debates for, well, forever. You've got Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo, the big three, right? But why isn't the guy who started it all, Son Goku, usually part of that group?
If you've spent any time in anime fandom, you've seen the flame wars online. On one side, you have the big three, the absolute titans who defined a whole generation of shonen. And then, you've got the legend himself, Goku. So what really, truly sets him apart from the pack?
And let's get one thing straight, right off the bat. This isn't about who's stronger, or which series is the best. No. The real difference is that Goku he's built from a totally different blueprint. He's this classic hero that actually came before the very heroes we compare him to, and he inspired them.
So to really dig in, we're going to look at this from 5 different angles. Their origins, or lack thereof, that whole chosen one idea, what actually drives them, how they fit into their own worlds, and finally, the incredible legacy that really only Goku can claim. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, their origins. Honestly, probably the biggest difference between Goku and the big three comes down to this one simple idea: inherited greatness. I mean, really think about it. Goku was shipped off to Earth, not because he was some special chosen baby, but because he was a total nobody, a low-class Saiyan infant, completely disposable. He was sent to some random backwater planet with zero grand purpose. His story doesn't start with a prophecy, it starts with a completely blank slate. And then you look at the big three. It is a completely different ballgame. Naruto, son of the 4th Hokage, carries the 9-tailed fox. Luffy, he's got the blood of the world's most wanted man, Monkey D. Dragon. And Ichigo is literally a cosmic cocktail of powers from a Soul Reaper captain and a Quincy. For them, greatness is in their DNA. For Goku, not so much.
So, you know what it really boils down to is this. The big three spend their whole lives trying to live up to a legacy that was just handed to them. They're climbing this massive mountain of expectation. But Goku has this freedom they'll never have. He's just out there finding out what's possible, one fight at a time.
And that idea flows perfectly into our next point, the whole chosen one thing. You know, on the surface, Goku kind of seems to fit the bill, right? I mean, he becomes the legendary Super Saiyan. But if you look just a little bit closer, his journey completely shatters that trope. This right here, this is the whole game. Goku's power-ups aren't just checkpoints on some cosmic to-do list from Destiny. They're messy, they're emotional, they're hard-earned. He goes Super Saiyan because Frieza murders his best friend right in front of him. It's pure, unfiltered rage from personal loss, not some prophecy saying, okay, time to level up. Now, let's put that up against the others. Naruto is literally called the child of prophecy. Ichigo's entire existence is framed as this linchpin for balancing multiple worlds. Their stories are all about them stepping into these massive, pre-written roles. And Goku? He could not care less. He just wants to find the next strong opponent. Becoming a legend is almost just an accident that happens along the way. So at the end of the day, for the big three, destiny is this huge source of pressure and purpose. For Goku, the idea of destiny is like a tiny little spark that immediately gets snuffed out by the giant roaring fire of his own determination. He makes himself great. He wasn't born that way, and fate certainly didn't hand it to him. So what actually gets these guys out of bed in the morning? What drives them? Well, this is where we see another massive split. You've got Goku's beautiful simplicity on one side, and the super layered complexity of the big three on the other. For Goku, it's just so pure. He wants to get stronger. He wants to see how far he can push himself. He genuinely loves the thrill of a good fight. And yeah, he protects his friends, but it's not some heavy moral duty for him. It's just instinct. He trains because he loves it, not because he feels he has to. And then you look at the big three. Man, their motivations are all tied up in trauma and responsibility and these deep personal philosophies. Naruto is fighting to overcome a childhood of being an outcast. Ichigo is carrying the weight of literal worlds on his shoulders. Luffy is chasing this grand, abstract idea of what true freedom is. They're all burdened in ways Goku just isn't. And that's exactly it. That's why he's the prototype. He's the very essence of a hero's drive boiled down to its purest ingredients: curiosity, friendship, and that simple, powerful desire to be better today than you were yesterday. He's living proof that you don't need a tragic, complex backstory to be a legend. But here's the thing. Neither of these approaches is wrong or right, because as we're about to see,
Each of these heroes is actually the perfect hero for the world they live in. They're a perfect match.
I mean, just look at this breakdown. The world of Dragon Ball. It's pretty straightforward, right? It's all about tournaments, training, and who's the strongest. It's a world built for a guy like Goku. But the worlds of the big three? They are dense. They're full of political drama, morally great characters, and these huge, sprawling histories.
So what this really tells us is that a guy like Goku, who's just laser focused on fighting, would be totally lost trying to navigate the political games in Naruto or One Piece. It just wouldn't work. And hey, a hero who's constantly weighed down by trauma and destiny, they'd feel so out of place in the pure action-packed fun of Dragon Ball. The hero and their world, they really need each other.
Okay, so all of this brings us to our final and honestly our most important point. We have to stop thinking about Goku as a rival to the big three. We need to see him for what he really is. He's their foundation. He's the original. Here's the real takeaway. Goku's greatness isn't about comparing his power level to modern heroes. It's about recognizing that he literally set the stage for them to even exist. His insane optimism, his never-give-up attitude, that became the essential DNA for basically every shonen hero that came after him. And you can see his fingerprints everywhere. Naruto's stubborn refusal to ever give up? That is pure 100% Goku. Luffy's infectious, almost goofy optimism? That's a direct echo. Ichigo's whole vibe of facing down impossible odds to protect his friends? Same energy. They all took a piece of Goku and then added their own complex layers for a new generation.
Yeah, this really just nails it, doesn't it? Goku doesn't have to play the modern complexity game because he invented the game board. He's the origin point, he's the standard. He proved to everyone that a hero driven by pure joy and a simple goal could be just as epic as one driven by tragedy and fate.
So, I guess the question I want to leave you with is this. As our heroes get more and more complicated, more layered with trauma and destiny, does Goku's simple purity start to look less outdated and more timeless? In a world that loves complexity, maybe, just maybe, simplicity is the most powerful and enduring superpower of them all.